Ladies and gentlemen, today we're diving into one of the most crucial habits you can form for success, forcing yourself to be active day by day. It's easy to get caught up in the comfort of inactivity, to let the day slip away without accomplishing anything meaningful. But remember, activity is the currency of progress. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. Life is too short to wait for motivation to strike. You need to force yourself. Yes, I said force, because success doesn't come to those who sit idly by. It comes to those who take action even when they don't feel like it. Every day, without exception, you should be getting up, getting moving, and putting in the work, no matter how small the task seems. But don't mistake activity for motion. Activity means purposeful action that gets you closer to your goals. It means engaging in work that aligns with your vision, no matter how mundane or challenging it seems at the moment. It means focusing on what you can control, not what you can't. You see, the secret to consistent success is the discipline to show up every day without fail. The greats didn't wait for inspiration. They made inspiration happen by forcing themselves to take action, by being disciplined, and by committing to progress day after day. So I challenge you today, do something active. Take one step toward your goals, no matter how small it seems. Don't wait for motivation because it follows action. Force yourself to take that first step and keep taking them one after another. Let me tell you, this activity compounds. What you do today will pay dividends tomorrow. The more you force yourself to be active, the easier it becomes. And one day you'll wake up and realize that all those small, seemingly insignificant steps have led you to something incredible. Remember, the key to success is not in waiting for the right moment, but in creating the momentum to make every moment count. Success is not a one-time event or something that happens overnight. It's built piece by piece, day after day. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common: they've committed to taking action every single day. It doesn't matter if it's a small step or a giant leap, the key is that they keep moving forward. You can't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the perfect inspiration to act. Success doesn't care about your excuses, and it certainly doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about what you do consistently, day after day. You must make a decision right now that you will take action every day without fail. Some days you might not feel like it. Some days the circumstances won't be ideal, but those are the days that count the most. Those are the days when your commitment to your success will be tested. And it's in those moments that you'll build the character, the habits, and the momentum that lead to real achievement. Success doesn't happen in bursts. It happens through persistence. It's the cumulative effect of daily action that moves you closer to your goals, whether you're aware of it or not. The work you put in today will be the foundation for tomorrow. The small steps, the little efforts, they all add up over time. You might not see the results right away, but make no mistake, what you do today is setting the stage for what's to come. Every day you choose to take action, you're investing in your future. The road to success is paved with countless small decisions to keep going, even when it feels easier to stop. There is no substitute for showing up day in and day out, putting in the work and staying focused on what's important. Only through relentless, daily action will you carve your path to success. So ask yourself, what actions will you take today? Because success demands them, and it rewards those who are willing to act day after day. Discipline is the foundation upon which every successful person builds their life. It's not about motivation, which comes and goes with the wind. Motivation can't be relied upon because it's fleeting. One day you'll wake up feeling energized, ready to conquer the world, but the next day you may not feel like doing anything at all. That's where discipline steps in. It doesn't care how you feel. It demands that you show up, whether you're excited or exhausted, whether it's convenient or not. Discipline means doing the things you need to do even when you don't feel like doing them. It's the daily commitment to your goals, regardless of the distractions or challenges you face. While motivation can be a spark, discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire going. When you have discipline, you make progress because you take action consistently. You don't wait for perfect conditions or the right mood. You get to work and follow through day after day, no matter what. When life gets tough, when challenges arise, and when obstacles block your path, discipline is what keeps you going. It's the ability to push through the moments when it's easier to quit. Discipline helps you make the hard decisions, like saying no to distractions or putting in the extra hours when everyone else is taking a break. It's about choosing your long-term goals over your short-term comfort. Success is never about waiting for the perfect circumstances. It's about sticking to the process, staying focused, and having the discipline to continue on the path, even when it's not easy. The greats you admire didn't rely on luck or motivation. They relied on the strength of their discipline. They understood that if they could control their actions and consistently put in the work, success would eventually follow. When you cultivate discipline, you build the muscle of consistency. You make yourself stronger, more reliable, and more capable. You stop depending on external factors and instead create your own momentum. Discipline is the ultimate ally in the pursuit of success because it transforms your intentions into actions and your actions into results. Keep it close, and it will carry you further than motivation ever could. Inactivity is the silent killer of progress. It creeps in unnoticed, and before you know it, it has you trapped in a cycle of stagnation. When you're not actively working toward your goals, you're passively allowing time to slip away, and time lost is never regained. The longer you stay inactive, the more you let opportunities pass by. Stagnation doesn't just mean you're standing still, it means you're moving backward because the world doesn't stop for anyone. If you're not growing, you're falling behind. Inactivity breeds the comfort of excuses, and before you know it, those excuses become your new reality. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll wait for the right moment, but those moments never come. Every day you spend inactive is another day you're not closer to where you want to be. You end up stuck in a loop of thinking about what you should do without ever doing it. And that is the danger of inactivity. It paralyzes you and convinces you that you're making progress when in fact you're just wasting time. Understand this: success is not something you wait for, it's something you actively create. Inactivity keeps you trapped in the same place, while action pushes you toward new opportunities, new challenges, and new growth. Even if you don't have a perfect plan, even if you don't know all the answers, activity keeps you in motion and in the game. The key is to start, no matter how small the step. Stagnation is the enemy of success. It tells you that it's okay to sit back and wait for the perfect conditions, but the truth is, there's never a perfect time. The more time you spend inactive, the more time you're wasting. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to get started again. Progress requires movement, it requires action, and above all, it requires you to break free from the chains of inactivity and take charge of your future. Remember, success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who act. Don't let inactivity take root in your life. Take charge, take action, and watch how momentum changes everything. Taking purposeful action is the key to making real progress in your life. It's not enough to just be busy, you must be busy with a purpose. Every step you take, every move you make should be aligned with the goals you're striving for. Purposeful action means that you are not wasting time or energy on things that don't contribute to your success. It's about making every moment count and ensuring that your actions are moving you closer to where you want to be. Too many people confuse motion with progress. They're busy doing things, but those things don't lead anywhere meaningful. Purposeful action is the difference between staying stuck and getting ahead. It's not about doing more for the sake of doing more, it's about focusing on what truly matters. If your actions aren't pushing you toward your goals, then you're just spinning your wheels. Every day you must ask yourself, is what I'm doing today going to get me closer to my vision? If the answer is no, then it's time to adjust your actions. Purposeful action means being intentional with your time, your energy, and your efforts. It means having a clear vision of where you're going and then taking deliberate steps in that direction, no matter how small they may seem. Success doesn't come from aimless effort. It comes from a clear, focused commitment to doing what matters most. The people who reach the top are those who know where they're going, who break down their goals into actionable steps, and who execute those steps with precision. Purposeful action is what separates the achievers from the dreamers. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of life, the calls, the emails, the endless tasks. But if you're not careful, those distractions can pull you away from what's truly important. That's why purposeful action is so vital. It keeps you on track. It keeps you focused on the things that matter and pushes you to make decisions that will bring you closer to your goals. When you take purposeful action, you don't waste time second-guessing yourself. You don't sit around hoping for things to change. You take control. You actively work on creating the life you want. So don't let your days slip by without purpose. Make every action count, and you'll start to see the results you've been working for. Every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your dream. Make it purposeful and success will follow. The temptation of comfort is one of the greatest obstacles standing between you and your success. It whispers to you, stay where you are. It's good enough. You don't need to push harder. It convinces you that the easy path is the right path, that staying in your comfort zone is the safest choice. But let me tell you, this comfort is a trap. It's a seductive lie that keeps you stagnant, stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. It convinces you that everything is fine, even when you're not progressing, not growing, and not becoming the person you're capable of being. When you give in to the temptation of comfort, you stop challenging yourself. You stop reaching for new heights. You settle for what's familiar, what's easy. And in doing so, you limit your potential. The greatest opportunities for growth are always outside your comfort zone. It's only when you push beyond what's comfortable that you can truly expand your capabilities and open yourself to the possibilities that lie ahead. To overcome this temptation, you must first recognize it for what it is: a false sense of security that keeps you playing small. Comfort may feel good in the moment, but it doesn't lead to progress. The true rewards come from doing what's hard, from stepping into the unknown, from pushing yourself past your limits. Every time you resist the temptation to stay comfortable, you build strength, resilience, and character. It's those moments of discomfort that are shaping you into someone who can handle bigger challenges and achieve greater things. If you want success, you must be willing to embrace discomfort. You must be willing to take risks, to face uncertainty, and to make choices that are difficult but necessary for your growth. Success does not come from playing it safe or staying in your comfort zone. It comes from stepping into the arena, taking action despite the fear, and staying committed even when things get tough. The more you resist the pull of comfort, the more you'll be able to achieve. Comfort will always be there waiting for you to return, but it's in overcoming that temptation that you'll find true progress. It's in the moments where you choose discomfort over ease that you'll build the life you've always dreamed of. So next time comfort calls, don't answer. Embrace the discomfort. Step up, push forward, and watch how your life transforms when you stop letting comfort dictate your decisions. You are meant for more than just being comfortable. You're meant to be great. The journey to success doesn't always begin with big leaps or dramatic shifts. It starts with small actions, small, deliberate steps that move you in the right direction. Often we get so overwhelmed by the big picture that we forget that even the greatest achievements are made up of countless tiny decisions and actions. You don't need to have everything figured out at the start. You don't need to have all the resources or the perfect plan. What you need is to start, and that can be done with small, purposeful actions. Many people make the mistake of waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions to begin. They believe that their efforts have to be grand and impactful right from the start, but the reality is, it's the small things that matter most in the beginning. Small actions are what create momentum. They lay the foundation for bigger things to come. The key is simply to start. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for inspiration. Just take the first step. Once you begin, the rest will follow. If you're looking to change your life, don't try to overhaul everything at once. Instead, focus on one small action today. One phone call, one email, one workout, one book. It doesn't have to be a huge move, but it has to be a move in the right direction. The beauty of starting with small actions is that they don't require massive effort or huge resources. They are the things that are within your control, and they get you moving. And once you start moving, you build momentum. Momentum is powerful. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. The more you do, the more you'll want to do, and the bigger the results will become. Small actions also build confidence. Each time you take that step, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you can do it. The fear of starting is often worse than the reality of starting. When you break down a large goal into small, manageable actions, it becomes less intimidating. You don't have to carry the weight of the entire goal on your shoulders all at once. You just need to take one step, then another and another. Before you know it, the small actions you started with will have compounded into something much bigger and much more impactful. Remember, success isn't just about the end result, it's about the journey and the actions you take along the way. Starting small doesn't mean you're thinking small, it means you're being smart, strategic, and focused. Small actions build habits, habits build discipline, and discipline leads to success. So don't wait for the right time, the perfect plan, or the grand opportunity. Start with one small action today, and let that be the beginning of your journey towards something great. It all begins with just one step. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life, but it's something that must be created and maintained through consistent effort. It doesn't just happen by chance, it builds through repetition. When you commit to doing something over and over again, no matter how small, you begin to create momentum. At first, it may feel like you're not getting anywhere, but that's the trick. Momentum is built slowly, step by step, through consistent action. Each effort compounds upon the last. And eventually, the energy you've put into your work begins to take on a life of its own. It's easy to get discouraged in the early stages, especially when things aren't moving as fast as you'd like. But if you stay disciplined, if you keep showing up and doing the work day after day, you'll start to notice something amazing. Things begin to pick up speed. You'll start seeing results, but those results are a reflection of the work you've put in repeatedly. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you generate, and the faster things begin to move. The key to building momentum is to focus on repetition, not perfection. Most people stop before they've built any real momentum because they're looking for perfect conditions, perfect timing, or immediate results. But true progress doesn't come from perfection, it comes from consistency. Repetition is what makes success inevitable. You don't need to be great from the start, you just need to be consistent. It's the daily repetition of small actions that build the muscle of success. The more you repeat, the more automatic the process becomes, and the easier it is to keep moving forward. Think of it like learning a new skill. At first, it feels awkward, uncomfortable, and slow. But the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Momentum isn't about doing something once or twice, it's about showing up day in and day out and giving your best regardless of how the results look in the moment. The process of repetition strengthens you, refines your skills, and most importantly, pushes you forward. When you have momentum on your side, everything changes. Tasks that once felt overwhelming become easier. You begin to attract more opportunities. Your confidence builds and your energy multiplies. What once required a great deal of effort now comes naturally. That's the power of repetition. It transforms hard work into second nature. So embrace the power of doing something consistently and let the momentum carry you to new heights. Don't be discouraged if progress seems slow at first. Understand that momentum is a long-term game. It's the result of countless small, repeated actions that eventually reach critical mass. Keep at it. Keep doing the work, and let the process of repetition build momentum that will eventually propel you to success. Action is the catalyst that transforms uncertainty into clarity. When you're standing at the starting point, unsure of what to do next, the most common mistake people make is waiting for all the answers to come to them. They think they need complete clarity before they take the first step. But the truth is, action brings that clarity. It's not something you find by thinking or planning endlessly, it's something you uncover through doing. When you take action, even in small ways, you begin to see things more clearly. You begin to understand what works and what doesn't. You gain insight into what needs improvement and what's worth pursuing. Every action you take, no matter how small, creates feedback that helps refine your approach. Without taking action, you remain in a state of confusion, stuck in analysis and overthinking. But once you start moving, the path becomes clearer with each step you take. Clarity doesn't just come from sitting still, waiting for things to make sense. It comes from experience, the kind of experience you can only gain by acting. When you engage with the real world, when you step into the arena, you're forced to confront reality. You can no longer afford to be unsure or passive. The more you act, the more you learn. The more you learn, the clearer your path becomes. Action forces you to get out of your head and into the real world, where things happen, where results are created, and where the lessons are learned. It's easy to get caught up in the planning phase. Many people never move forward because they're too focused on perfecting their strategy or waiting for the perfect moment. But the most successful people know that clarity comes only through engagement. You must take action first, then adjust and refine your approach based on what you learn along the way. It's not about having all the answers up front. It's about taking the first step, then taking another and another until the answers start to appear. When you take action, you stop questioning whether or not it's the right choice. You simply start moving. And as you move, you begin to understand more about yourself, your goals, and what the next step should be. It's through action that you make progress, and it's through progress that clarity emerges. Don't wait for the fog to lift before you act. Step into the unknown, embrace the uncertainty, and start taking action. The clarity you seek will find you in motion, not in waiting. So make a commitment today to stop planning and start doing. The more action you take, the clearer everything will become. You have complete control over your efforts. This is one of the most powerful truths you can embrace in your journey towards success. Every day you make decisions about how much energy, time, and focus you will devote to your goals. And in those decisions lies the power to change everything. Your circumstances may not always be in your control, and life will undoubtedly throw challenges your way. But your efforts, the work you put in, the commitment you show, the actions you take are entirely within your control. Too many people fall into the trap of believing that success is something that happens to them, as if it's dependent on luck or external factors beyond their influence. But the reality is, success is built on your ability to control the one thing that's entirely yours, your effort. You may not be able to control the economy, other people's actions, or the hand you've been dealt, but you can control how hard you work, how consistent you are, and how much energy you put into your goals. Your efforts are the great equalizer. It doesn't matter where you start or what obstacles you face. If you're willing to put in the effort, to work harder than others, to stay focused when others lose their way, you will see results. The key is recognizing that your success isn't tied to external circumstances, but to your own actions. It's up to you to decide how much work you're willing to put in. The hours you dedicate, the passion you invest, and the persistence you show are all decisions you make. One of the most powerful things you can do is take full responsibility for your efforts. Stop blaming others or external factors for where you are in life. Recognize that your results are a direct reflection of the effort you've put forth. The greats you admire didn't get to where they are by waiting for someone to hand them success. They got there by controlling their efforts, by showing up day after day, and by dedicating themselves to the work that mattered most. When you truly understand that you control your efforts, you become unstoppable. You stop making excuses and start making progress. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions and start creating the conditions you need to succeed. You take ownership of your path, and in doing so, you open up a world of possibilities. So remember, success is not a product of fate, luck, or timing. It's a product of your efforts. Every step you take, every decision you make about how hard you will work is within your control. And when you commit to putting in the effort, no one and nothing can stop you from reaching your goals. The question isn't whether success is possible, it's whether you're willing to put in the effort required to make it happen. You control your efforts, and that is where the power lies. The truth is simple. No one can dictate how hard you work, how much energy you put in, or how dedicated you are to your goals. Only you have that control. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are, what your past looks like, or what obstacles lie in your way. Your success or failure is determined by the effort you choose to give, and that effort is entirely up to you. Most people wait for external factors to align before they take action. They wait for the economy to improve, for the perfect moment, or for someone else to give them the opportunity. But the most successful people understand that they can't control the world around them, they can only control themselves. They focus on what they can change, their own actions, their own mindset, and their own effort. And in that, they find the freedom to succeed.